Hello, everyone. So, I'm here with a message for you today, and I'm happy you're back and tuning in. If you haven't looked at the last couple, when you get a chance, take a look. But I'm under the belief that you will see the video, will gravitate to the videos that you need to see, probably when you need to see them. So whatever looks like it resonates for you, check back, check it out. I hope this isn't too dim. I'm always fighting the lighting fight. I open up the blinds and it's like really, really bright over here and not as bright over there. And then I dim them, turn off the overhead lighting in the apartment. And I just hope this is all clear enough for you. So the deck that I use today is Journey of Love. And I just chose this because I just feel in this wonderful loving space. Every time I come off of some semblance of the dark night, when I'm pushing through something big and I feel like I'm so angry at everything and myself and what's going on and everything's frustrating, every small thing, every big thing, everything just, and I have to just lay on my couch and just lay down and sleep it off and just give into it. Every time that ends, I feel amazing and an understanding of what I let go and why it needed to go. And it feels like a victory. Even though while I'm in it, I'm feeling kind of nightmarish. So the card that I ended up choosing, actually, it flew out the deck onto my lap. So this card is called Towering Magnificence. And when I paused and I said, let me just look at this imagery, and I feel like it's just a testament to how wonderful and amazing we all are, and therefore magnificent. And magnificence and being wonderful is not about perfection. It's not about feeling amazing every single day. It's about owning it, owning yourself and not giving up on yourself, continuing to try. And if you have a hard time trying, thinking about trying, talking about doing, just giving yourself a chance to unfold in a way that you were intended to unfold. And what this card is expressing is that a lot of us are beginning to feel a push. It could be because we're around people whose energy is vibrating high. It could be just from something within nagging at us, letting us know that, we need to take a shift in direction. We should analyze ourselves, take a look at our behavior. So you may feel like you are needing, longing for a difference and feeling out of alignment with some of the situations that you may have found yourself in. The thing about it is, when we make decisions, we make them based on what we know at the time. We make them based on the options, the opportunities, what's available to us at the time. And eventually our circumstances change, and some things we made decisions about are no longer going to serve us. And we just don't realize it, that these things no longer serve us, because even if we are in a place where we could be in the free and clear from what doesn't serve us, we'll have cords of attachment to it. And when you have cords to attachment to things that are not serving you, you're going to feel anxious or frustrated, angry, tired, depleted, confused, depressed. And you will feel like you can't manifest or materialize the things that you really want for yourself, or you feel that you need, the things that you're trying, you're hitting blocks. You can't get through, you can't figure it out. And it's because you're being dragged back and held back by connections to things that no longer serve you. So if you're feeling discontent in areas of your life, think about it. Do you really need them? What's happening? Is it really serving you? What's the harm in breaking away? Consider it. Think about it. Line up everything that's bothering you or everything you're uncertain about, or even things that feel like, hey, it's par for the course. Well, I do blank every day. It's been fine, so I'm not paying attention. Pay attention to the blank. Pay attention to the things you do on a daily basis. Do they continue to serve you? And it's okay to make a change. You know, sometimes people say, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay, I get it. But sometimes there's a better way to do things or get things done, or a different way to consider something. And I implore you to think about the areas of your life that you are connected to. And it doesn't have to be any bad connection. There are plenty of connections we have to people in our lives that are good connections because we love them, but sometimes the connections can be too deep, or it could have extraneous cords that are no longer good for us, that are unnecessary, that are not required for us to still be loving, giving, caring individuals for the people in our lives. It's just that sometimes we get enmeshed a little too deeply, and sometimes we don't need it anymore, or it's not working for us. So think about the things in your lives, things, people, geographical locations, even ideologies you might have to detach yourself from as well. Ways of thinking and being that could have been passed down to you for generations. A lot of the times when I speak to people and they're doing a thing, and I'm like, well, why do you do this thing? It's because their family taught them, or that's just what they knew. Think about that stuff. Think about the things you were told when you were younger. Think about the practices you've carried into adulthood, and think about why. Does it serve you? Did it serve the person before you who told you to do the thing? It's okay to consider it, because now is the time to step into your full self, your whole self, your authentic self, because the only way you're going to find yourself in a circle of circumstances and abundance that's fitting for you is to be your authentic self. And when you start becoming your authentic self, some things, it gets a little hard. There are certain conversations you end up needing to have. Certain things start coming to the surface, things that are buried, ignored, passed over. Things are starting to come up. And if you're noticing that shifts are happening in your life with your relationships with others, how others regard you, how you regard yourself, you might find yourself in discussions and revelations. And a lot of the times it could be very good, because when someone steps up and says what needs to be said, it can take the weight off of a lot of people, the other person. So keep that in mind. However, if you do need to address something with someone, and if it's in any way contentious, try to tone it down. Mars retrograde is coming up soon. It's starting in a couple weeks, I believe maybe the 26th or so. It's going to go on for about 2 months. The thing about Mars retrograde is Mars governs our actions. And since retrograde means it's going in a backward motion, so it really means that we should really watch the things we do, the things we say, the things we start up. So if you have a grievance with someone, avoid going after them during this retrograde. This retrograde is a good time for you to analyze how you're feeling and thinking, what you need to do, what you want to do, and making a game plan and rewriting the game plan and reviewing the game plan during this time, so that when it's over, you can execute accordingly. Because from what I've been reading, you start taking actions during Mars retrograde to kind of take somebody down or start a new relationship, things might backfire on you. So just think about it and spend the time with yourself. And it's not uncommon for us to need these hermit seasons. If you look at some of my older videos, we discuss hermit seasons. Just take time to analyze yourself and avoid making split decisions regarding others, regarding yourself, and being backed into a corner about anything. Give yourself the space and time and length to really hone in and focus on the need and all of your options before making decisions. And do not ignore your inner self when it's calling you to make a shift, to make a change. If you notice a book, a video, a passage, anything that draws to you, read it, take a look at it, and get the lesson. Be present, be open, and accept what's around you in your environment as an indication of your next steps. Okay? So I'm still doing the challenge, 30-day challenge to kind of enhance your life, nourish your soul. If you didn't see it, nourish your soul. Dr. Adwa Aku, or Adwa Aku, I said that right. I met her and I purchased these from her, and I love them. And today what I ended up picking was strike a pose. A lot of you may have heard this before. Is basically you get into like a superhero pose. And for those of you who are familiar with yoga asana, like a goddess style pose, just basically stand up, throw your shoulders back, throw your hands up, and just be powerful. Ground your feet, just be powerful in your stance. And do this a few times a day. You know, there's some studies that were done that said that when you do that, it improves your confidence and how you feel about yourself. Just by taking a few minutes to just do that amazing I'm everything kind of a pose. So that is our challenge for today. I'm going to make sure I go ahead and do mine before I head out. And if you need me, you can find me on Facebook, the same name. You can email me. You can inbox me. I do like to hear from people every so often. So if you have any questions or anything, all right? And I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, okay? Namaste.